Some British nationals who are stuck here in South Africa will soon be reunited with their families. The first repatriation flight is expected to leave from Cape Town today. This will be followed by other charter flights from Johannesburg. Let's get some more details. Let's chat now to British High Commissioner to South Africa, Nigel Casey. Commissioner, very good morning and thanks for your time. As we say, that flight expected to leave Cape Town tonight. Is it all systems go? Is everything on track?
Everything's going well, yes, good morning. I'm just at the airport now, having travelled with the passengers who assembled earlier this morning, and they've all been checked, so they're now checking in for their flight here at the airport, and they're due to leave for London just before midday today.
Give us some idea as to how you've prioritised who gets to get on these first flights.
So we have prioritised for this first flight, in particular those with particular vulnerabilities, so some of those who are elderly, some have pre-existing health conditions, but there are over 230 people altogether on this flight. They are among the several thousand people who have registered with us for these special charter flights, which are going to be running between now and the middle of next week.
I'm assuming that you have had to take all the precautions, all the testing. Just take us through the process, before they get onto these flights and head off home.
So they first have to come to an assembly point where they undergo health screening before being put onto buses to the airport. So they're all travelling together with a police escort. They're then here at the airport checking in and about to go through security to board the plane, which has just arrived earlier this morning.
And what happens on the other side, Commissioner? What happens when they get home? What are the preparations being made on that side?
So basically, Britain, like South Africa, is in lockdown. Everybody is being told to stay at home by the government, to work from home, or to just be at home with their families and to practice social distancing. So that is what people will be doing when they arrive in the UK. They'll be making their way directly home, where they will be staying until our own government makes a decision about the future of our lockdown regime. There's no special quarantine, and the reason for that is that obviously South Africa is not a higher risk country in respect of COVID-19 than the UK, where there are far more cases, unfortunately. So they will be making their own way home and following the guidelines that everybody else in the UK is following at the moment.
Well, that is surprising, though, Commissioner, that there wouldn't be at least some form of quarantine on that side, just considering your numbers there as well, despite us being low risk at the moment. But like we say, we just don't know. We just don't know where our numbers are. We have official numbers for now, but a whole lot of testing going on at the moment. So do you think that that's wise?
Well, as I say, people will be going directly home to socially distance themselves from others, so they won't be having any unnecessary contact with anybody else at all. And they will then be at home just with their immediate families until the UK lockdown is eased. And we wait to hear from our own government about where we're going with that over the weeks ahead. But as I say, when there are a lot more cases in the UK than there are in South Africa, it doesn't really make a lot of sense to have a special quarantine arrangement for people on arrival.
And, OK, that's today's flight. How many more scheduled to leave?
So this is the first of 7. We've got 4 flights from Cape Town and 3 from Johannesburg, and they'll be running, as I said, between now and next Tuesday.
All right. Do you have any concerns, though, around this repatriation?
Well, we are hoping to be able to get everybody we can through this process. I know that there are a number of people who are away from the major airports in Cape Town and Johannesburg. We've got significant numbers in Durban. We've got people who are scattered down the Garden route, and it's much harder for those people and others who are in countries like Lesotho, Eswatini, Botswana to get to these airports. So we are working hard to come up with a plan for those kind of people who are a little bit harder to reach.
Right. And I know that you are watching the situation for those for British residents who are here at the moment, or travellers. But do you have any word of South Africans who are stuck on that side wanting to come back home?
Yes, so we are in conversations with DIRCO and other partners. I know that there is a plan for some of those who are stuck in Europe at the moment to come back via Germany, and we are looking to help that process in any way we can, including if there's a wish to come back directly from the UK.
Right. And Commissioner, I know that you are here on this side, but can you give us some idea? Lots of concern about British Prime Minister Boris Johnson. We understand after a second night in ICU, he seemed to be doing a little better. What are you hearing?
Yes, I mean, we're hearing what you've heard yourself through the news. The Prime Minister is responding to treatment. He's sitting up and in bed, and hopefully he is on the mend. But it's a serious situation in the UK. We nearly 1,000 people very sadly lost their lives in the last day, and so we're in the eye of the storm, and we're very much hoping that the numbers will start to turn in the right direction, but we know we've got a tough week or two ahead of us.
All right, well, thanks very much for your time. We'll let you get on with the business of sending them back home today. That's British High Commissioner Nigel Casey on the line. They're still on the way. We'll